How and where do you gather lumber for housing in World of Warcraft? I'm not going to go into the complete basics of housing because if you follow the tutorial, you should get the gist of it. What we're going to do here is break down the new resource, lumber. More specifically, where to get each type linked to each expansion, the best areas to get it, and some tips on how to speed this up so you can farm some big quantities fast. Firstly, lumber is important because it fuels almost all profession-made decor and housing items. Gates key house upgrades and structural pieces, controls how quickly crafters can complete crafting orders, keeps its value over time thanks to warband rules. Now these combined roles make lumber one of the most important resources to farm efficiently as soon as you begin working on your home. Okay, so what and where am I going for this? Each expansion and its zones have their own unique lumber type, which I'll go through in a second, but I want to make two quick notes. Firstly, midnight. I have no idea where the best routes are because I don't do PTR. Secondly, Shadow Moon lumber for Warlords of Draenor is not currently a thing. I'm not sure why, but you need to farm Olemba lumber from Outland, and this can be traded in your neighbourhood for Shadow Moon lumber. Weird, but it is what it is. So where does everything else come from? Let's go right from the start in vanilla. So here we're after Ironwood lumber. So for Kalimdor and the Eastern Kingdoms, best places to farm this is going to be Felwood, Ashenvale, and Duskwood. Then we're going to go to Olemba lumber for Outland. Okay, so Terakar Forest and the Grand, both pretty zones, but really good places to farm for this. Then we go to Northrend, we've got Coldwind lumber. Grizzly Hills and Howling Forge are good. I actually think the winner here is Sholazar Basin for a number of reasons, but I'll get into that a little bit later. Then we've got Cataclysm, we've got Ashwood lumber, and Mount Hijal and Twilight Highlands are my winners here. Okay, off to Pandaria, we've got the Bamboo lumber. Jade Forest, Valley of Four Winds are good here. Dragonflight, we have Dragonpine lumber. That's Anara Plains and Azure Span. Then we get to Legion, Fel-Touched lumber, pretty easy to find here in Belshara and Azuna. Battle for Azeroth, we're going for Darkpine lumber. So Nazmir and Zoldazar, really good zones here. Then when we go to Shadowlands, Arden lumber, surprise, surprise, we go to Ardenweald, and even Bastion has a little bit, but I'll probably go Ardenweald for lumber here. War Within, we've got Dornic Fear lumber. Isle of Dawn and Hallowfall are pretty good. Isle of Dawn's pretty spread out, but so is Hallowfall, so we'll get into that. Then we're going to Draenor. We're not going to Draenor, as I mentioned before. Look, it was originally supposed to be Shadow Moon Valley and Talador, from what I've heard about BTR, but Shadow Moon lumber, as I said, get Olemba lumber for now from Outland, and then trade that for the Shadow Moon lumber. Now, when Midnight does release Thalassian lumber, I think is what it's called, but probably around Quel'Thalas because that's a very green area when it's up. Okay, before we get into this, I want to go through a couple of little quick tips. Firstly, make sure you have your little harvesting hatchet ready. Okay, this is going to activate everything on your minimap. We've got a little bit of ironwood lumber just there. Okay, so you're going to have that ready and available and it will show up for you. Now, other things, have a keybind for your interact key. I've set it right next to WASD and F. That way I can actually just go straight in without needing to worry about it. Okay, and just go for it. Okay, just makes it quicker when you are going between things. Now, one thing, skywriting is probably not ideal here, okay, because of the pure velocity you're going at. So switch your flight style to static or the old flight if you can. Okay, this way you can navigate a lot quicker, a lot more efficiently through the area. Okay, so as I said, with the keybind, go straight down to it. Whoop. Bang, F, right. Okay, now if you are a druid or have a druid, probably use that for farming. It is one of the best for it because you don't have to cast a mana. Okay, so you can instantly start gathering and go again. Okay, now jewel gathering is good, so if you're mining and your herbs, just be mindful, lumber's probably better value. Okay, so we're in Felwood, and what we're going to do is we're going to start with the inside track here. Okay, so predominantly what we're going to do, going to come down, follow the edge of the mountains all the way down and around, go into Emerald Sanctuary and around, back up the glen and back through the other side. Okay, so we're going to do a complete loop of that. That is pretty handy. Now what I have actually changed is my mouse button just to mount me up nice and quickly for this guy. There we go, got another one just over here. Can we see it, can we see it, can we see it? Oh, that's on the other side of that. I hit my interact key and it goes straight for it. And back off again. Okay, as much as I love Nagrand, I'm gonna say it is not the best area in Outland to farm for lumber. Okay, so we're after Olemba lumber here. Now, I've actually come over to Terakar Forest. Now, a lot of people are saying route-wise, you should probably going up in the tree lines up here. I haven't been doing it. I've actually just been going around the edge of the bone waste. We got all the chopped down trees here. Good little farm for me, and I'm picking up some pretty consistent lumber here. What's on the other side there? Remount. So the lumber here, don't forget this is going to be accounting for Walls of Draenor mats as well for the time being, because you need to convert it over into Shadow Moon lumber when you're in your housing district. Okay, so there's two trains of thought when you come to Sholazar Basin. Now this is where we're getting Coldwind lumber for Wrath of the Lich King. Okay, we're up in Northrend. Now if you go around this area, a lot of people are saying there's a lot of density, but I find there's actually probably too many people going in there, so you're not getting as many spawns depending on what server you're on at the moment. But what I actually do, and this is what I used to use for mining Saronite and farming Saronite, go right around the outer edge. Now if you are dual farming and you want to get some extra Saronite, which I don't actually disagree with in this area, because you can use it for a lot of other things, and you can probably sell it at the auction house as well. You've got a lot of drops here, especially rich Saronite drop, but you can actually, if you just focus on lumber mining, you can probably get 350 to 400 an hour. Okay, now that's a pretty heavy farming, but you just keep literally going around and around and around, and you'll start to see some real success in this area. Okay, off to the Twilight Highlands. Okay, so we're actually going to go down here and work through a little semicircle on the Twilight Shore. Okay, or the Highland Forest is what you go up into. Now again, make sure you're in that static flying. You can get a fair chunk. I'm just going to move back over to the north edge of this. One up there. I'll just go straight down to this guy. We'll come back for that one a little later. So there is a few different areas you can do this. Just want to make sure, try and stick to that top edge, then come back down. The respawns are actually really quick with this. Okay, so you can get 250 to 300 per hour if you are pushing for time. Let's see what else we got. There we go, another spawn already. Just keeps coming. Alright, let's move on. Okay, so open Miss Pandaria. My favourite zone for this is Jade Forest. Okay, so on here on the western edge, you're actually going to see Grugan Hill, and south of that through the tree lines here. This is going to be your best farm. A lot of bamboo lumber jumping through here. The only problem with this area is the amount of bamboo you've got to go through. So having that interact key bound to your keyboard is very handy. We're over here. You just got to see through it and try and really pick out where it is. Okay, let's talk Legion. So in Legion, we're looking for Fel-Touched lumber. A couple of really good spots to get this. What I'm actually doing at the moment is I'm actually just going on the outskirts of Suramar. So this route I found is just, compared to what else is out there, it's a little bit easier to actually get to everything. There's not as much obstruction in terms of shrubbery and all that sort of stuff. You can see where you're going. You can navigate fairly simply. So to give you an idea, so what I've actually done is basically this area here and down the side of the shield at Suramar, down here and then down below Fellsoul Hole. So along that tree line, all the way down here, pretty good farming spot to get some good stuff, and it does respawn fairly quickly as well. Who's this? Who's killing me? Oh, hello, husks. The other spot, okay, we are going over to, Velshara. So Velshara, basically down here around the Grover Scenario, Smalderhide Thicket. You can do a nice little route all the way around here. Stays pretty level, but again, I didn't like it just because there was too much shrubbery, that sort of stuff, and a little bit too much dodging around trees. So, okay, for Battle for Azeroth, we're going to be looking for Darkpine lumber. Now, the best one we found so far for this is Nazmir. So, Nazmir, if you don't know, is here in Zandalar. Nazmir, top right. Easiest way is actually to get here from Boralis. So if we just zoom back out here, we go to Kulturas, go here. Okay, right here is the 7th Legion boat with, I think it's Grand Admiral Gesterus or something like that. So talk to her on the boat and you'll be able to get to any of the locations on the island here, but just select Nazmir. That'll bring you to the little port here, and you can literally just fly all down through here, okay, around this area, back up around the top of the Heart of Darkness, and you'll actually see a fair amount of lumber lying around, ready for you to go. Cue Shadowlands. Yes, that's it. Shadowlands. I actually didn't mind it, so no judge me. So with this, we're actually looking for Arden lumber. So guess where the best place to farm it is? Arden Weald, the tree folk. So in here, you're going to get a pretty consistent route on the east side. Okay, I'll show you the map here. Let me just pick that guy up. So if you start up here at Turn of Vale, going around that, it's literally a loop that's going to get you a lot of spawns, and it just keeps coming back really quick. So you just do lap after lap after lap. So you're going to come back down here to Claw's Edge, the other flight path. You don't need to go into Hibernal Hollow, but if you just skirt around that and then back Turn of Vale, you're going to pick up a lot of that Arden lumber for Shadowlands. Okay, now I'm not a big fan of wood tree, very much shrubbery areas like this, but if we're looking for our Dragonpine lumber, okay, for Dragonflight expansion, this is actually a good area. Now it's only got a little bit of trees and shrubbery at the start bit here, okay, but if we come out here, well, we get into it. So again, you don't necessarily need to go in there, but you're getting a pretty good drop rate up here in the Narrow Plains. This guy here is actually down near Cloverwood Hollow. Okay, so you've got here, which is the treed area. Now, if you want to go up, bang around that world quest just there, and then back up and around that little mountain, and shoot back across, you're going to get a pretty good drop rate coming up. Go this way, even down here. There's plenty around, and again, a Narrow Plains is actually a pretty nice open area, so it's easy to see things and easy to get to your next node, and it's usually not that far away. Okay. Okay, so for the War Within lumber, okay, we're actually going to come down to Hallowfall. Okay, so we're looking for Dornic Fear, or Dornic Fur, whatever you want to say, however you want to say it. It is just Dornic Fear. Now, the thing that is a bit of a struggle here is the mobs are your current level, okay, so they will attack you. The reason we go to Hallowfall here is, one, the drop rate, the respawn rate is really, really good, but it's a nice open area, and it is fairly easy to get back to everything. There we go, over here. So where we're looking, okay, is over here, Veneration Ground, so just near Merildar. Okay, you're actually not even going to need to go there. If you start down here and go up across, there's a couple of little nodes through here, and then you come up across the top of the Veneration Grounds, back down, back around the worst event zone ever. Okay, back down there and back around this area, and then loop it. Okay, so this will allow you to pick up 200, 250 an hour if you're going to hard farm it. Okay, so yeah, really, really love this area for that. Probably the best you will find in the War Within. So that is how farming lumber in World of Warcraft is for the new housing decor. So definitely something to jump into and gather as much as you can if you're planning on doing a lot of housing works. Once you understand the tracking, once you understand having that interact key and using steady flying instead of skywriting, very important. Druids, you're going to absolutely love this because you'll be able to farm a lot faster than everybody else. But yeah, get out there, farm. If you do want to have a look at any add-ons, one I probably should have added to my last video, which is top 5 add-ons going into midnight, was Homebound. So that is a good little app if you want to check out different decor, where to get it from. They're updating it every day with new vendor locations as well. One I probably should have added to this one, well actually there's two. Farm HUD is basically heads up to display for farming, and there's also routes. Okay, so routes builds visual paths for your map when you're farming this if you really want to go to the next level. Otherwise, just get into those areas, fly around those loops I've told you, and you'll be picking up lumber in no time. Alright, peace out.